So what? Let's get right into it. One of the title was Seek the Word of the Bible. See the judgment of Yahweh. They say a dozen. No, death toll rising and Greece train crash. Man. Let me cool. Check. Let's get right into it.
Train were almost...
At least 36 people have been killed in a head-on train collision in Greece. More than 50 people are being treated in hospital with serious injuries. A passenger train was heading from Athens to Thessaloniki when it hit a freight train coming the other way. Police are investigating what caused the crash.
The collision happened just before midnight. It was a head-on crash involving a cargo train and a packed intercity line. Authorities say the force of the impact was so strong that the front two carriages of the passenger train were almost completely destroyed, with fires breaking out in many others. Around 350 people were on board the service from Athens to the northern city of Thessaloniki at the time. Those who escaped with their lives described the chaos when the two trains collided. We heard a big bang. It was 10 nightmarish seconds. We were thrown around in the wagon, eventually falling on our sides. The commotion stopped. Then there was panic, cables everywhere. The fire was immediate. As we were rolling, we were burning. Fire was everywhere. As we landed, a fire erupted right next to us. This man, he saw a hole, so we managed to get out through there. Emergency teams and rescue crews worked through the night and in the thick smoke, searching for survivors. Scouring each broken carriage by torchlight for signs of life. And the bodies of those killed in the crash. It's a huge operation involving more than 150 firefighters and 40 ambulances. The rescue work continuing into the morning, with specialist equipment also deployed to help clear the debris. It's not yet known what caused the collision, but it is already being described as the worst train accident in Greek history.
Let's get more from Daphne Tollis. She's a journalist based in Greece. So welcome to DW, Daphne. Talk us through what happened.
Good morning from Athens. Unfortunately, I will start with the news that the death toll has risen to 36 people at this moment. So last night on the Tuesday around 7:30, the train departed Athens and was traveling to Thessaloniki, north of Greece. And around 4 hours after departure, it made a short stop for 15 minutes, and then the service resumed again, and the collision occurred. It was a head-on collision with a cargo train. The first two carriages, a whole scene, waiting to see whether there are going to be any more.
Come on, me and all of my friends are really excited to stay at Metropolis Resort. My friend Addie, she is really excited to ride the water slides.
Captured on a CCTV camera, a moment of utter devastation. A passenger train and a freight service colliding head-on, the explosion lighting the night sky. The aftermath was a patchwork of twisted, scarred carriages and human pain. Dozens of people killed. This was Greece's deadliest.
It has been a heartbreaking start to Wednesday over in Greece right now. A passenger train crash killing at least 36 people and injuring more than 80 others. It collided with an oncoming freight train in the country's north. Carriages flew off the tracks with several bursting into flames. Joining us with more details now is Europe correspondent Sarah Greenhalgh. Sarah, good evening. What are we hearing from Greece tonight?
Gemma, good evening. In the past few minutes, in some breaking news, there actually are reports that the station master where this tragedy happened has been arrested by Greek authorities. The government there is describing this crash as an indescribable tragedy. As you say, 85 people injured, 36 killed, 66 currently in hospital, 6 of those in intensive care. It was about midnight last night when this happened. The passenger train carrying about 350 passengers had just emerged from a tunnel when it collided head-on with a freight train. The impact so great, as you can see from these pictures, that the first 2 carriages were immediately destroyed. They burst into flames. Passengers have described the sheer terror and the absolute panic in those first few seconds. People screaming, windows smashing as they tried to jump free from the carriages. The rescue operations commenced in the dark overnight. They have continued there this morning. They've now brought in heavy machinery to move those carriages and the debris. Many of the victims, sadly, are young people aged in their 20s, possibly university students who were returning home after a long holiday weekend marking the start of Greek Orthodox Lent. 8 train employees also among those killed. The big question as part of this investigation, Gemma, will be why were these trains travelling on the same track? Greece has now declared 3 days officially of national mourning over what is being described as the country's worst ever rail disaster. Gemma.
A true tragedy. Sarah, thank you for the update.
So you see, man, judgment of Yahweh. Let's go to Job chapter 4 verse 7. Job chapter 4 verse 7. It said, remember, I praise thee, whoever perished be innocent on when the righteous cut off. Verse 8, even I seen them plow iniquity and sow wickedness and reap the same. By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of their nostrils are they consumed. Right. Job chapter 4 verse 7. It said, remember, I praise thee, whoever perished being innocent, or when the righteous come off. Right. Remember, I praise thee, whoever perished being innocent. Psalm 109 verse 16. Psalm 109 verse 16. It said, the Lord, Yahweh is knowing by the judgment which he execute, the wicked ensnares in the works of his own hand. Right. The Lord is knowing by the judgment which he execute, the wicked ensnares in the works of his own hand. Deuteronomy 32 verse 39. It says, see now that I, even I am he, there is no God with me. I kill, I make you alive, I wound, I heal, another is the any can lift you out of my hand. Right. So he said, I kill, I make you alive, I wound. Verse 40, for I left my hand to heaven, say I live forever. What else I got? Okay, yeah. Jeremiah chapter 6 verse 10. Jeremiah 6 verse 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning? They may hear. Behold, their ears uncircumcision, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Right, they have no delight in it. So we out here warning you, you know. Read again, Jeremiah 6 verse 10. To whom shall I speak to give warning? They may hear. Behold, their ears uncircumcision, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. Right, they have no delight in it. Okay, let's move along. Let's go to see what I could with this. Okay, here we go. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fool despise wisdom and destruction. Right? Fool despise wisdom and destruction. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but the fool despise wisdom and destruction. Right? So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Let's get right into it. Okay. Let's go to Ezekiel 18, verse 30. Ezekiel 18, verse 30, it said, therefore I will judge you, O house of Israel, everyone according to his ways, said the Lord. Repent and turn yourself from all your transgressions, so your iniquity should not be your ruin. Right? So your iniquity should not be your ruin. Verse 31, cast away from all your transgression, whereby you have transgression, and make you a new heart, a new spirit. For why would you die, O house of Israel? Right? For why would you die? Verse 32, for have no pleasure in the death of him. For have no pleasure on him that died, said the Lord. Power. Wherefore turn yourself and live. Right? Turn yourself and live. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It say, son of man, I have made thee a wife to the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. Right? Give them warning from me. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die if thou not give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in iniquity, but his blood would I require at thy hand. Verse 19, yet if I warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he should die in iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Right? Thou hast delivered thy soul. All right. Amos 5, verse 4. Amos 5, verse 4, it said, thou said the Lord in the house of Israel. Therefore, and I'm messing up. Amos 5, verse 4, it said, for thou said the Lord unto the house of Israel, seek me, and you shall live. Right? Seek him, and you shall live. Zephaniah 3, verse 5. The just Lord in the midst thereof, he would not do iniquity every morning. Does he bring his judgment to light? He failed not, but the unjust, no shame. Right? The unjust, no shame. Zephaniah 3, verse 5. The just Lord in the midst thereof, he would not do iniquity every morning. Does he bring his judgment to light? He failed not, but the unjust, no shame. Isaiah 45, verse 7. Isaiah 45, verse 7, it said, I'm from the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil. I am the Lord, I do all these things. Right? He said, I do all these things. So, right, Isaiah 45, verse 7, I said, I'm from the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil. I'm the Lord, I do all these things. Luke 13, verse 2. Luke 13, verse 2, it said, Yahweh shall answer and says to them, I suppose you, though Galilee was sinners above all Galilee, because they suffer sure thing. I tell you, nay, but except you repent, you shall all likewise perish. Right? You shall all likewise perish. Verse 5, I tell you, nay, but except you repent, you shall all likewise perish. Right? You shall all likewise perish. All right. Let's get one more. Should be it. We're going to go to Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Go back on this a little bit. Yeah, I kind of went through. What did I? Give me a minute. Boy. Oh man, this is too far. Yeah, I went all. Hold on, we see some. Nope. Yeah, I went. No, I ain't grab all this, did I? I'm taking pretty too long. All right, we're gonna move on because I can't find it. Okay, all right. Let's go to Isaiah 55, verse 6. Isaiah 55, verse 6, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near. Right? Call upon him while he is near. Verse 7, let the wicked forsake his ways. Right? Let the wicked forsake his ways, and the righteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord. He will have mercy upon him to a power, for he will abundant pardon. Verse 8, it said, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. Verse 9, for the heaven are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So, man, Isaiah 55, verse 6, it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call upon him while he is near, right? Call upon him while he is near. Let me see if I can get to that. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go to Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Go to Sirach chapter 5, verse 1. All right. It say not thy heart upon the good. And let me see. Yes, say not thy heart upon thy good, and said not, I have enough for my life. Find not thy own mind, and strength to walk in thy way of thy heart. And say not, who shall control my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy proud. Say not, I have sinned, and what have harm happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering; he will not let wise. For he will. That's not all. Sirach 5, verse 4. Say not, I have sinned, and what harm happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering; he would know wise to let thee go. Concerning the purpose, be not without fear to add sin unto sin, and say not, his mercy is great; he will be petrified for the multitude of my sin, for mercy and wrath is come from him. It's in the nation rest upon sinners, right? It's in the nations rest upon sinners. Verse 7, make no terror return to the Lord, and put not off day to day, for suddenly should the wrath of the Lord come forth, and not secure, and it should be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, right? In the day of vengeance. Right, in the day of vengeance. So read it again, Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. It said, make no terror return to the Lord, and put not off day to day, for suddenly should the wrath of the Lord come forth, and thy insecurity, thy should be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance, right? In the day of vengeance. So that should be it. Right, in the day of vengeance. So we're going to give our praise and the glory to Yahweh, by Shem Shah. Double honor to the apostle, brother, Elder Great Millstone. Shalom to the whole elect. Shalom. I accept you repent, you shall all likewise be